Good evening. You're now with me, Anigui, for TVS Nightline onto the headlining stories. U.S. President Donald Trump is claiming Iran has delivered a significant gift to the United States, boosting White House confidence that a deal to end the 4-week-old war may be within reach. The president's cryptic remarks follow his unexpected decision to postpone planned airstrikes on Iranian power plants, citing ongoing negotiations with top figures in Tehran.
Speaking from the Oval Office, the president revealed the so-called gift is related to oil and gas flows through the strategic Strait of Hormuz. While Tehran officially denies any formal talks, Trump insists Washington is now dealing with the right people following the death of Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, stressing that Iran has already conceded on the administration's top priority.
The fact that they're talking to us and they're talking sense. And remember, it all starts with they cannot have a nuclear weapon. Just, I said yesterday, they said, what are the top 10? I said, well, number 1, 2, and 3 is they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. And we're talking about that. And I don't want to say in advance, but they've agreed they will never have a nuclear weapon. They've agreed to that.
The U.S. diplomatic team, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio, is reportedly orchestrating the talks. Speculation is growing that global envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner may be headed to Pakistan as Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif offers to act as a formal mediator. However, the Pentagon remains on a war footing.
Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has held a diplomatic telephone call with his Malaysian counterpart, Dr. Sri Mohammad Hassan. The top diplomats discussed escalating regional tensions and the economic impact of ongoing pressures linked to the U.S. and Israel. Tehran is reiterating its position on territorial integrity while warning of the risk to maritime security in the Strait of Hormuz.
During the call, Araghchi outlined allegations of targeted strikes against civilian infrastructure, including schools and hospitals, by U.S. and Israeli forces. The Iranian foreign minister stressed that Tehran remains committed to regional stability and neighborly relations, but issued a stern warning regarding the use of neighboring military bases. Araghchi stated that the use of regional facilities by the United States or Israel to launch attacks would force Iran to exercise its right to self-defense. He further warned that military actions are destabilizing the regional economy and threatening maritime security in the strategic Strait of Hormuz. Tehran maintains that current tensions in the waterway are a direct result of external aggression, asserting that Iran's recent defensive measures fully align with international law.
A grim conclusion in southern Colombia, as the death toll from a military plane crash rises to 69. The Colombian Armed Forces confirmed today that search and rescue operations have officially ended following the devastating crash of a Hercules C-130 near the Peruvian border. Of the 126 people on board, 57 others were injured, many rescued from the burning wreckage by locals on motorbikes.
Como consecuencia de este trágico accidente, 66 de nuestros militares fallecieron, quienes están en proceso de identificación, de los cuales 6 integrantes de la Fuerza Aeroespacial Colombiana, 58 integrantes del Ejército Nacional y 2 integrantes de la Policía Nacional. Al momento están pendientes 4 de nuestros militares por ubicar.
An investigation is now underway to determine why the transport plane lost height shortly after takeoff from Puerto Leguizamo. Mobile phone footage captured the final moment, showing the aircraft plummeting followed by a series of explosions. Defense officials say those blasts were likely ammunition on board, igniting the flames, clearing armed rebel groups of any involvement in the tragedy.
With the northeast monsoon nearing its end, Sarawak is stepping up preparedness for a possible dry season. Deputy Premier Dr. Amar Douglas Ugam says the seasonal transition is expected to bring hotter and drier conditions, raising risks of open burning, water shortages and an increase in hotspot areas.
Ada banjir, hujan sebagainya, dan musim itu akan berakhir pada 29 bulan Mac according to NAMA. Dan dia memberi gambaran kepada kita bahawa musim panas mungkin akan datang pada seperti yang selalu. Jadi SDMC akan mengadakan mesyuarat dan meminta semua jawatankuasa di peringkat bahagian dan daerah untuk bersiap siaga untuk sekali ini menghadapi musim kemarau dan kering.
He adds that measures include strengthening early monitoring systems to detect hotspots, particularly in peatland areas that are highly susceptible to fires during dry weather. Uga stresses that early detection is crucial to prevent fires from spreading to larger areas.
Ada beberapa tempat, khususnya di Kuala Baram, ada berlaku kebakaran. Ada juga beberapa tempat yang lain. Dan ada beberapa tempat mungkin ada kekurangan air. Jadi inilah kita nak bersiap siaga dan kita juga memberitahu kepada masyarakat untuk berjaga-jaga. Kerana masa panas ini kebakaran boleh berlaku dan kalau dia berwaspada, then we hope they can prevent this happening.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education MOH is ordering all schools to suspend outdoor activities if temperatures climb above 35 degrees Celsius. With schools set to reopen this Sunday and Monday, the ministry is mandating strict heat wave preparations to protect students' health.
Administrators are tasked with ensuring adequate clean water supplies and are urged to monitor students for any signs of heat-related complications. In critical cases, schools must provide drinking water to hostel students if other sources are unavailable. To combat the heat, a special allowance has been granted for students and staff to wear decent sportswear instead of formal uniforms, depending on local conditions. The directive comes as term holidays and for Group A states on March 28 and Group B states, including Sarawak, on March 29. Schools are advised to coordinate closely with local clinics and remain vigilant as the heat phenomenon persists.
Now in Kuching, plans are underway to develop port facilities in the Damai area to accommodate international cruise liners as part of efforts to strengthen Sarawak's tourism sector. Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department, Dr. Abdul Rahman Junaidi says the project, led by Sarawak Economic Development Corporation (SEDC), is expected to significantly boost the development of Damai as a rapidly growing tourist destination.
International Liner ini yang sedia ada mengadakan membawa pelancong. Saya dimaklumkan antara 2,000 hingga 6,000 pelancong satu kapal. Mereka bermula di peringkat utara di Phuket, Thailand, singgah ke Pulau Pinang, singgah di Port Swettenham dan singgah ke Singapura sebelum ini. Selepas Singapura mereka pergi ke Hong Kong dan bypass Borneo kerana kita tidak ada pelabuhan. Jadi Kerajaan Sarawak melalui SEDC akan membinakan pelabuhan tersebut untuk menerima kapal-kapal besar ini.
He notes the Damai area has strong potential as a new gateway for international tourists to the state. Once the terminal is completed within 2 to 3 years, a significant increase in visitor arrivals to Damai and its surrounding areas is expected. In tandem with the project, he says, plans are also in place to upgrade the main road infrastructure to improve connectivity and comfort for both tourists and local residents.
Jadi ini memerlukan satu bentuk pembangunan yang lebih efektif. Jadi salah satunya adalah membesarkan Jalan Sultan Tengah yang bermula daripada bulatan yayasan sehingga ke Damai sepanjang 22.4 kilometer. Jadi jalan tersebut yang hari ini adalah hanya single carriageway akan dibesarkan kepada dual carriageway dengan laluan berbasikal dan laluan untuk orang berjogging dan berjalan kaki. Jadi dan di tengah-tengahnya akan menempatkan laluan ART.
On the project's latest progress, Abdul Rahman says a feasibility study is currently being conducted to assess the suitability of the location and technical aspects of the port development. He adds that the project is expected to commence at the end of this year or in early 2027, subject to smooth planning progress. Sarawak police are issuing a stern warning to the public. Cease all speculation surrounding a deadly two-vehicle collision near Sri Amand. The crash involving a Proton X70 and a Perodua Alza last Friday left 3 people dead and several others injured. Sarawak Deputy Police Commissioner DCP Saifulizand Ishak says the investigation is in its infancy and premature conclusions are jeopardizing the judicial process.
The Deputy Commissioner is addressing a surge of social media claims questioning the lack of immediate action against the drivers involved. He reiterates that police will act only once the full facts are established, vowing that the law will be applied without favour or prejudice.
Apa saja tindakan kita based pada rules and law. Tak ada kurang, tak ada lebih. Kan? Semua kita layan seadil. Kita kena adil semua pihak lah kan. So jangan terima mana-mana cerita biar kita siasat. Media sosial biasa lah kan. Kita nak bergantung media sosial macam-macam cerita keluar. So cool down biar kita siasat keseluruhannya.
The grim details of last Friday's accident remain under investigation. A 70-year-old man and 2 young women, aged 22, were pronounced dead at the scene. 2 young boys, aged 4 and 6, are currently undergoing treatment for head injuries at Sri Aman Hospital.
Wrapping up the Nightline, the Enforcement Division of the Ministry of Domestic Trade and Cost of Living KPDN Miri raided a petrol station over suspected diesel misappropriation. The action followed a viral Facebook post showing an individual filling containers outside the vehicle, believed to exceed permitted limits under Malaysia's supply control regulations. In a statement, KPDN said initial checks included reviewing CCTV footage along with transaction records and purchase receipts for verification. Enforcement officers have also ordered the submission of relevant documents under Section 8 of the Supply Control Act 1961 to assist investigations. In this regard, KPDN Miri remind the public to report any misconduct involving controlled goods through its official channels. Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire World on your screen, anytime, anywhere. And those were the updates on TVS Nightline. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.